Hello and welcome back. It is still Hello Nigeria. And we have our Woman Wednesday with us. I'll just introduce you to this very phenomenal woman. Now, our guest today is a graceful speaker and hat writer. She's the author of the very popular book, Academic Excellence Devotion. She's very passionate about raising the younger generation into holistic individuals. Her heart is burdened for their education, and as such, she held her first online seminar for academic excellence in 2016. She's a chartered accountant with one of the big 4 professional services firms, and in her pastime, she's volunteering at Awesome Treasures Foundation, speaking and training young minds. She's married to her best friend, Anne King Omobolaji. Ladies and gentlemen, please make very welcome Morenike Vincent. Hello,
nice to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you on the show. I like the word a graceful speaker and heart writer. Perhaps I want to, what is a graceful speaker and a heart writer in particular?
Well, I coined that because I don't just write because I like writing. I write because I have to write. Many times words just come to my heart and I have to pen them down. Because if I don't, I won't be comfortable. And once I pen them down, I feel like a relief, and then I now share them to people. And sometimes people get back to me, I'm like, this is what I needed at such a time as this. So I tell people that it's not that writing is a hobby. It's like I'm compelled to write. Right. And then I'm not a very aggressive person when it comes to speaking. I'm very soft and gentle.
I love the word graceful.
So, yes.
I mean, we can see that written all over you.
Thank you.
So take us back, memory lane. How did it all start? Have you always had an interest in writing? And what's your background in? Okay,
so writing. Secondary school, I used to write poems, very sad poems. Some months back, I saw part of my poems and I was like, I wrote this. I used to write funny things. But when I got to the university, I joined the academic committee of my departmental fellowship. And usually what that committee would do is to recommend tutorials for people. But it was different for me because I didn't think that telling people, oh, go for this tutorial is the solution to your issue, because they may pass, but then next term or next semester, they will come with the same issue. So I would sit with them and have one-on-one discussions. There was this young man I spoke to in my class for like 3 hours. Wow. And he was like, is this how you talk to everybody? And I was like, yes. If need be, I'll sit down with you and get to the root of it. And we found out that it wasn't that the coursework was the problem, it was his mindset towards his education that was the issue. So I used to also write write-ups. That's what I used to call them, write-ups. So I'll pick a topic and I put a scripture in it. Most likely I'll put a scripture and write on academic excellence, talk to mindset, and talk to my classmates. And when I do that, so I was like a mouthpiece instead of the tutorial person. Oh, yes. And if need be,
you were using another method.
Yes. Yeah. So if need be, I'll now tell you, okay, go for this tutorial, go for that tutorial. I may have study groups and all that, but it was more about me writing and talking to people and counseling one-on-one to get to the root of issues where academic excellence was concerned.
I love your approach. I like the fact that you touch on mindsets, because that's something that we probably don't talk about a lot. Yeah. And we have some parents who are watching and have what they would term problem children academically. My child is just not passing. There's nothing. I've gotten extra lessons. I pay a small fortune to try and ensure that they get even extra than what they're teaching. Teachers have changed a number of times, but there's still a problem. And now you're talking about mindsets. In your experience with talking to people, I mean, for 3 hours, you must be passionate about it.
Very passionate.
What have you noticed is the common mindset of Nigerian students? With regards to academics, of course.
Yes. Well, I believe that many people, like from talking to many teenagers and young adults, what I've seen is that many don't want to strive for something more. They just believe, well,
you think they're
there's
okay
no
where
job.
they are?
Yes, yeah. Like they're just very fine with, let's pass. Let's just pass and go. And that's where I start from. Because I've noticed there's this entitlement mentality. People just expect that once you go to school and you give little of yourself, you will pass and you will come out, and then they will tell me, Morenike, there are no jobs. And I'm like, many times, because I have a number of friends who are in the HR space, and many times I notice that even the jobs that there are many people who don't have the right skill sets for those jobs. Some people don't even believe that they should have international jobs. Let's just do something. When people tell me, let me just do something.
So if you have a defeatist mentality from university, there's no way you can, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've set yourself up for failure or to be ordinary and basic, because you're not being an achiever and you're not aspiring for bigger things.
Yes.
So how do you get them out of, and you know, some of them have points. And a lot of them have points. If you look at statistics, you look at the number of unemployed youths we have in the country, and they're reading all this bad news. It's all gloomy and bad in newspapers every day. You would think, you know, the whole world is, it's me against the world. So how do you get them out of that gloomy mindset and make them champions and achievers?
I do one-on-ones. I do seminars and all, but like I said before, I start with mindset and I speak to the mindset, because I realize that when you win here, you've won.
It starts from the mind.
If you believe that you can be someone, you can. I spoke to a teenager once and she told me the reason she's not a lawyer, the reason she's not even studying law now, is because no one was there to push her to become a lawyer. And I told her that ever since when I was small, I always said I wanted to be an accountant. And even when my guidance counselor in secondary school, because I did well my junior work, she was like, no, we'll have to put you for medicine. You cannot waste your brain to be an accountant and everything. And I was like, told you accounting is waste of brain. You know,
that's not a right thing to say.
I stood my ground to the point that my parents were like, just leave her.
Talking about your parents, we showed a video earlier on, I don't know if you saw it, about parents affirming their children. And we talked about the defeatist mentality. Personally, growing up, what role did your parents play in you being this? Because honestly, there are not many women like you. You're in school and you're even encouraging your fellow students on how to have the right mindset with regards to academics and even life.
And for somebody that talks too much, there are some parents that will say, you talk too much, shut up, why are you asking all those questions? Yeah.
So did your parents in any way help you to become the woman that you are? Or what lessons can parents who are watching out there learn, know about the way they raise up their children?
Well, my parents they played a very good role. They ensured that we, all of us, my siblings and I, we went to good schools. We all went to federal schools. And even beyond that, yes, they were not always around, but they always made us realize that you can be anything you want to be, but you have to work hard. So even when we're in school, and there was really no issue of, oh, I don't have this, so I can't be someone great. They just made us realize that, see, you can be anything you want to be, but you have to work hard at it.
Very good.
And so that's the mindset we adopted, that we have to. So if you want to be the best singer in the world, you have to work hard at it. So one of my most favorite quotes right from secondary school is, the quality of a man's life is in direct proportion to his commitment to excellence, regardless of his chosen field of endeavor. So whether you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or a musician, anything you want to be committed to excellence and work hard. You will get there. Wonderful. It may just take some time, but you will get there.
I love what you're saying, because interestingly, I had the same conversation with my teachers when I was doing my junior work. I wanted to do something in arts, and they said, as smart as you are going to do medicine. And I went into science class, but look at me here, I'm not a science student. Let's talk about, you not only do you speak to people, but you've committed yourself or poured yourself out through your book, The Devotional for Students, Academic. First of all, is it just for students, younger students, or could anyone at any age read it?
Well, anyone. I even encourage everyone to read it. If you're a teacher, it will help you because you're a builder. You being a teacher, you're a builder. If you're a parent, you're a builder. If you're a teen mentor or anyone, it will help you help teenagers. So there are times when you even hear teachers tell students, you're just not smart. And then the student goes around and thinks that they're just not smart. Meanwhile, is that they're in the wrong class. But then the teacher had told them that they're not so smart, and then they take it like that. So I encourage teachers, parents.
Because words are very powerful.
Yes,
Yeah, especially
yes,
when you're
words are
telling it
very,
to
very
people with
powerful.
impressionable minds.
Yes.
So tell us the background to writing this book. What inspired you to write this book, and what is it about?
Okay, so I mentioned that while in university, I used to talk to my classmates about academic excellence, and I used to write write-ups. So one night I was writing my usual write-ups, and I heard in my heart that it would form pages of a devotional. I was happy, but scared, because I was like, me, write like a devotional book and everything. But I just kept it. I kept it in my heart, and I got a notebook. I wrote scriptures down, because my friend and I, we used to collate scriptures in different areas of our lives. So I put scriptures down, wrote some titles, and that was 2009. So that book is still in my house now. So when we meet everywhere, there were times I used to cry that, God, when would I write this? But in 2016, I had this urgency in my heart that I needed to do a seminar. And I was first wondering how the seminar would go. So I told my friend Raquel, I said, we need to do a seminar for teenagers on academic excellence. So we're thinking it was going to be a physical seminar. But I told her, no, it's going to be on WhatsApp.
Oh.
And so it's going to be online. It's not a physical meeting. And she was like, okay. Me too, I said, okay, because I never attended or done anything on that platform.
It was just a concept that came to your head. Yeah.
Because I realized that many teenagers, when they wake up, first thing is, what's on my WhatsApp? What's there?
Very clever.
So we did publicity for like 5 days. I was quite scared, because I was like, would anybody attend? It's academics. It's not relationship. People like boy girl gist. People like, yes. So, and to my surprise, I just kept having people say, oh, please add my friends. And people send me 20 numbers. And somebody sent me 10 numbers. I'm like, oh, please add my classmates to my jam class. And people, we were over 150 for the seminar. So when I saw that, I realized that, see, it's beyond me. It's not just me having a lofty idea that, oh, I want to write and be an author. No. It was beyond me, and so I knew I had to write.
Brilliant.
So once I finished, towards the end in the seminar, the 3-hour seminar, and I heard in my heart that tell them to stay on for the next 1 month, and you would you teach them 30 days academic excellence. I was like, no. Because personally, I can't do something consistently for 2 weeks. I'll forget. You know, for me to now do 30 days, writing content for 30 days straight, it was tough.
With your day job?
Yes.
But the 30 days, your consistency and your faithfulness in doing that,
yes, that was the core content of the book.
Fantastic.
So from June last year, June 2016, I just kept building on it. I knew people's stories would be in the book. So from when I was at my 400 level, I told one of the ladies who finished the first class, I think she was the first class student in her department. I told her, I want to feature your story. She was like, when I said, I will let you know. So I reached out to her in 2016, and she smiled like, really? You know, after how many years, you know, and her story is in the book. One other lady who had known since secondary school, she was average in secondary school. I didn't even know how much impact my life had on her and the things I taught her in secondary school, even through to university. She finished the first class. She went on to do her master's. She finished a distinction. She's working in one of the big four professional services firms. So she's doing really well. Wow. So every time I see her, I'm like, wow. You know,
you played a part in a success story.
So you've seen the benefits or the lives that you're teaching, and again, this book has impacted, and that's wonderful. Yes. I'm really glad we got the opportunity to speak to you, Morenike, because throughout this week we've been speaking on education. I mean, only a few weeks back we're talking about the reduction in the JAM scores, and it seems like Nigerians are getting dumber, as if it could ever be. But I thank you for letting us know that it's beyond the scores. It's a mindset, and I'm sure everyone can agree that we have a defeatist mindset in Nigeria. Thank you very much. If people wanted to follow you, how can they follow you?
Well, all my social media, I'm Morenike Vincent.
Okay.
I just try to unify everything. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, Facebook as Morenike Vincent.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had with us as our Woman Wednesday speaker and writer, graceful speaker and heart writer. I have to always say that. Morenike Vincent, author of Academic Excellence Devotional. All right, we have to go. Time goes so fast when you're having fun. All right, before we go, we'll let you know what's happening today in history.
What's happening? Please tell me. I'm interested in knowing.
Can you not say?
I achieve academic excellence in history.
He is actually a very intelligent man.
To enjoy more of these our ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.